So today, oh, stretch it out. Okay. The wood works. So today I'm gonna make whole wheat scones. I love scones. I always have since I was younger. My mom didn't make them, but when we traveled when we were young, I got to try some in Europe, and I really love them. And these are made with buttermilk, some brown sugar, whole wheat flour. You can put raisins in them. I don't. I just like the scones themselves. So we're gonna start by creaming the butter with the sugar. And then I'm gonna switch these contraption things and put the dough on it, because this is a dough. So put the butter in the mixing bowl. 1 cup of brown sugar in the mixing bowl. And I'm gonna incorporate that. Slowly. We're gonna throw in our baking powder, and it calls for 2 tablespoons. So I have to double check the recipe because that's a little strange to have that much baking powder. But there's not much else in this recipe. There's no baking soda, so this makes sense. And then we're gonna do 4 cups of whole wheat flour. 1, 2, 3, 4, more or less. And then we're gonna roll it out anyway, so I'm gonna have to keep that and use it. Teaspoon of salt and buttermilk. Start out slow. I always hear things in beats and music. This is definitely going to require some scraping the sides down to get it all together. That could have been bad. Get everything out the bowl, and then we're gonna just knead the dough. And this part of baking I do love. I love like doing this and rolling it out and cutting it up. It's the fun part of baking. I think in future episodes we're gonna do like a pizza night with me and my kids. I'll make our own individual pizzas. It's always a fun night, another good way to spend time together. Yeah, then you're just kneading the dough out. And right now the dough feels a little like it's a little too wet, so let's get it all incorporated until it starts feeling like it's supposed to. So that might have meant maybe a little too much buttermilk, but just adjust it a little bit by adding some flour. I wonder what the other guys in the group do at home. Like, do they cook? I mean, I never hear them talk about cooking, so I'm assuming they don't. But who's making the food? Like, who's Who's cooking? Do they just always order takeout? What is it? This is getting pretty close to being all incorporated and ready into a nice dough. I think it's getting pretty good. And I think it's good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll it out to about a 1/4 inch thickness and then cut them into you can cut them into any shapes you want. I mean, traditionally it's like a triangle. So that's what I'm gonna do. And as you can see, it's like a pretty easy recipe for something I really enjoy with a good cup of tea or coffee. I know across the pond, they like their tea. I do like tea, I like PG tips. Okay, so I don't want to add too much flour, so I'm just gonna roll it out about a 1/4 thickness. I gotta flour my zombie killer here. It's the zombie killer. Always around the house, you're wondering like, what could be useful in the zombie apocalypse? This could be. Definitely could take some out. At least stun them, you know? So dough is ready to go. I'm gonna portion this out into 4 little groups. And then I'm just gonna kind of mat it down to about a 1/4 inch thickness. And then I'm gonna create the shape that I want. Okay, so I'm gonna try to keep it like that kind of look. 1/4 inch thickness. This is another kind of recipe where it doesn't have to be perfect. Man, I told you it's been a minute since I made these. I'm not, I'm looking at it like, okay, so what am I doing? I have to envision the triangle before I do it. Okay. So I'm gonna do this one and this one over. So, can I have them a little thicker? Stabilizer. And the whole wheat scones into the oven at 325 for, let me see, 30 minutes. So the scones are done. Gotta take them out the oven. Looking awesome.
The wood.